Hey there, this is Tricia Thomas from Devoted Healthcare Consultants reaching out to you again. Just making a short video for you for those who are aspiring to start a home care agency. There are some things that's called a policies and procedure manual that sets the tone for your agency. It pretty much is a guideline and it gives like a blueprint pretty much, which would tell your staff how things need to be done at your agency. So with some states, they don't require that you have policies and procedures done, but it's still advised that, you have a policy and procedure manual that helps to set the tone for how things are done within your agency. For those states that are licensed, of course, the state that you're licensed through, they're looking to see how you're going to be setting up your agency and how things are going to be run. And usually you send in that paperwork with your application. And when they come out for survey, let's say a year later, they may look into the policies to see if you've been doing things the way you said in your blueprint. They'll be checking to see. So for example, what's written in the policy and procedure. So let's just say a patient had fall, not patient, we call them clients. So let's say a client had a fall. How is it that you would handle it? Is there paperwork that you're going to be filling out, having your staff fill out? Because you're usually not going to be there. They'll contact you and let you know that the client had a fall. But they should also know, yes, my boss usually expects me to fill out a particular form. Usually it's called an incident report, to say what happened, when it happened, what staff member was there, what room it occurred in, and so on. That's usually what's written in the incident report. So that is listed as what needs to be done if a client were to fall. That is the policy. And then the procedure is, well, I'm going to write this out and I'm going to call and report it to my boss or supervisor. I'm going to report it to the family, or the supervisor may report it to the family and not the staff member. So that's part of one thing that may be in the policy. Another thing that may be in the policy also is, how does your staff clock into work every day? So you may have a particular system, like a call-in system, that they do once they get to the client's home and they use the client's phone to call in. However you have it set up, it needs to be documented on your policies to say, well, this is how my staff clocks in to let me know that they're at work or that they're leaving work for the day. That may be your policy. So what is the procedure? Okay, they know to dial in to this service at this particular number when they get to the home, and they know to do that when they're calling to the service again at the end of their shift to say, I'm leaving work. That's a policy and a procedure. So of course you're going to have that written out. It's going to go into a manual, but there's several different policies, not just those two things that I just spoke about. That's just a couple examples of things that's written in policies and procedures. So it's nothing really too intense, but it's something that has to be well thought out and it has to be followed, because if it's not followed, you can get a tag when you're surveyed, because the surveyors are going to come out to make sure that you're doing things according to what you've written in your policy. So that's why they want to see up front. Okay, when you're applying, they're looking at your documents and they're seeing, okay, well, this is what she said, or he said, how my agency is going to be running according to what's written in this policy. So now when the surveyors come out, they're going to be checking back and say, well, Sally said, oh, this is how they're going to handle these certain things. And if they see that it's not handled in that manner, they may give you a tag, and then you have to correct it after that. They may give you some time to correct it, maybe like a month, and they will check back to see if you did a form of correction. So those are your policies. When you use them, pretty much every day. You're not going to leave the book there, but you're going to train your staff on how you want things to run according to what you've written in this policy. So you're going to do, and you do training when they're first coming on with you, your first being admitted to your agency as a staff member, hired, and you're going to annually do training with them also. So they would review certain policies with them, so they know in their heads that this is how things have to run at your agency. Okay, so you also need to be monitoring your staff to make sure you're going to be going and checking in, making sure they're doing things the way that you want them done. And if they're not, of course, you need to do some point of correction with them so you don't get dinged, because they're not coming for the staff, they're coming for you when there's a problem, because you're the owner. So you have to make sure that things are flowing in the right manner at your agency. And I hope that has helped some. If you have any questions, you can send me an email. My information is down below. My website is devotedhealthcareconsultants.com if you're interested in speaking with me and having a consultation. Take care now. Bye-bye.